Some of that off of the fingertips, man. This the good shit, man. It's the good shit, man.
What's going on, beloved? Just
wanted to see if anybody's going to come up here. I saw there was 2 people or 3 people waiting or something like that. So I'm not in a rush because I'm here, you know what I mean? So hopefully some more people come on in because it's going to be a good one. I just want to drop something real quick and then we're going to read William Cooper, Bell Horse. I'm going to read a little bit. And hopefully for those who have a decent attention span, you'll hang in there and really pay attention to what I'm going to be reading. But first I'm going to make some topic discussions, not just a couple. And hopefully a percent get it. What's up, wonderful. So there's a lot of goofy ass Chinese companies of, I guess, the little dumbass soldiers selling a lot of stuff on Instagram. Be careful because some of them are just scams. Okay? Be careful because a lot of people have been like, Etsy's cool. That's, if you're gonna get Etsy, I like the shoes. That's all I like. Like if you're gonna get that crap, be careful of what you order. Because you can still get American made stuff. Alright? Because a lot of it's made with toxic chemicals. I mean, you handle it, you're not using rubber gloves and rinsing it and wiping it off. Just want to put that out there, all right? Yesterday, when I did the last reading, we had certain individuals come in here, and they couldn't even hit the damn like. And it's not about liking something, it's about supporting the platform, because there's going to be many different things. I don't get the mentality of the broken. I'm going to say this, though. In the last 3 days, it doesn't affect me. I've noticed when they started spraying something different before the rains, that people's attitude and aptitude change. Any of y'all pay attention to that? Any of y'all notice that even with yourself? That you were in a different state of feeling or something? And see, most people won't sit there and go, why am I feeling like this? They'll think something else. Because you got to remember, like Bruce Lee said it. Bruce Lee said it the best, right? Bruce Lee says, be careful of what you say about yourself because words mean something. You know, like the word spelling. There's spells. You cast spells over yourself. And that's the whole thing about being out of order. And when Bruce Lee made a statement, I thought about the fact that during his time, he used steroids and he was deep on cocaine. But what people don't know about during that time, it was pretty much legal. Now, cocaine, depending on the amount, because of what was transpiring and changing, because you know the CIA had dumped enough in where they can create another Diluvian ideology or context to which they can harness in other like things, locking people up, more enslavement, whatever it is, you know. So you felt that you were somewhat affected, not to take power away from you and employ, you know, as if that's stronger. You recognized it. That means you were aware that something was out of place and not normal. And anytime you do that, you are 100% right. The thing is, what do you do with it? I have these little monkeys where I grew up at who feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? They feel some kind of way. Now, somebody put a post up, and you know, this person is dear to me. And all of a sudden, these niggas who are worthless, who join these cults and everything else, because you know what point we're at, right? They've been, hey Herbo, what's up, beloved? They've been silent about everything that's been going on. I'm gonna mention this. I'm gonna mention this, and that's it. On this mother sucker, Obama had the greatest opportunity, and all of government, the real ones and the fake one, know it. He had this opportunity to go into the melanated community. Some say black. I told you I'm not with that crap. And if you want to hold just words or spells, and black literally means dead. I don't care how anybody takes it. Black and upon the earth. I mean, it really does. And you're not black. He had the biggest opportunity when women wasn't really doing that well. Now a lot of women have these companies and stuff, but it's all, most of the people that are really making some headway, they're all gay, they're in same-sex relationships. Has nothing to do with the true melanated autochthonous family, whether African or Afro-American. Seriously. And he did nothing. He dropped the ball. He gave them a whole lot of lipstick and makeup and rouge and wigs. And like every other liberal, destroyed the state of affairs. Imposed things by executive order that he actually has no power to do. No matter who said they wrote it in, that was where you can see the hijack right now. Until people study and know these things, they'll realize these things. Biden goes in there, and they haven't impeached him. They keep playing this fake game of, and this is what's disturbing that most people don't see. They keep playing this game as if what he's doing it'll pass. He is literally destroying the country from within, and everyone sees it. And that's why I tell you that everybody in this fictional government, they couldn't do it if they didn't insert people in the right place at the right time to do what's going on. And I ask you to look into these individuals and all these different, I know you don't know every one of them, but if you start looking at all the different entities, you'll start seeing certain group of individuals all over there with a big Hindustani presence. But nobody wanted to see things for what it is. Yo, what's up, beloved? What's up, Rondo? Nobody wants to accept it because it's not me pointing out, and I don't have to express or explain myself, but for your sake, it's not about pointing out the evils. They are far from it. They are stupid. Okay? What's the first thing to fascism? Most people would say taking the guns, right? Is it swaying the minds of the children to look other, instead of looking north, to look south? You get what I'm saying? You get an analogy I just made? Instead of looking in the direction they should, they get them to look in the direction they shouldn't be looking. Okay? Nothing to do with north and south. That's just the context of what I mean. And in doing that, what do? You create a greater divide. So Obama, because of the destruction from the 40s, 50s, and 60s of the melanated family, not in whole, but in quite a bit because of the wars. Think about that. How many wars were fought? We haven't stopped fighting a war yet, people. Anyway, the destruction, the drug-induced coma, the psychosis of imprisonment, further the enslavement, with the paradox of the Pell narrative of the death movement, and most of our people, not all, not joining together because they're running around with their heads up to behind with no key and a lock on their feet. So they're shuffling around, really. And we have this mental ideology that everybody that's speaking think they're teachers or they're prophets. Most of the prophets, the real ones, are dead or on the walls. But the ones that come out, listen to me. How the hell can you be something when you haven't even walked into being yourself? They killed the prophets. How many of them people do you see that are still alive, not unalive? Do you know why they are? You want to see the sickest individuals? Look at Oprah. You think Jamie Foxx really probably wasn't really on board with certain things. Well, they put him on board. Ergo, the reason why he is slowly coming into his real character now. The industry it's a corporation. No, they want to incorporate all people, but there are different levels. Phonetically, a lot of y'all never tapped into your talents. Fiduciary-wise, you all want to expose each other as, you know, look at me and my greatness with these fake fraudulent egos and everything else. And it's not really who you are. Some of you, a lot of you weren't meant to be teachers. A lot of you, well, it has nothing to do with family. Remember this. First of all, we're not living as our families should. Citadelists or Dagonatini's, however you want to mention it. A lot of you weren't meant to be chefs and cooks. Some of you, actually, well, all men was meant to be warriors, but, you know, sadly, some were never meant to be that. I mean, right under your nose, and you see it, they weaponized the IRS, the Food Drug Administration. No, serious. And they've been training while y'all have been doing nothing. I know you see us, me, Westside, Trauma, Ganja, and a few others. We go out and get our training on. But the majority of y'all don't train at all. And you think that just because you are walking and moving that you're going to be ready, huh? You have absolutely zero knowledge or crew. The Italians, the original Italians were Negroes, bottom line. We'll read some more of that. Let's hold on for the next month. Slow process. That's no one even over there. When I was over there, I got to see I got to see books and all kind of statues and stuff. I was like, how they come over here pushing that old goofiness? They weren't even recognized as white when they came here. Ask your great grandma if she's still alive. She might tell you the truth. They don't show what the people running around who they think they are today. Acceptance. Hey, Tequila, Rhonda Solomons, how y'all doing, beloveds? I just love all walks of life. I've been everywhere. Like I said, I walked it to be a historian until 5 or 6 years ago after my third poisoning. And then I came and I accepted who I was, and I realized why my mama was trying to kill me. And that's not for you, nor here or there. I just know there's an imbalance. And I know that a lot of you, you don't stand a chance. So, you really, really need to pay attention to what I'm saying. And take it, I guess you say, take it to heart. That's all you need to do. Don't worry about all the other things. Just pay attention. Put all your little emotions and feelings away. Store them. If you can destroy them, wonderful. Maybe some of y'all need to take a DMT mushroom trip or something, or toad or smoke. I don't know. But you need to take them feelings and emotions. You need to garbage them. Because they are obtruse. They're fictional. And they're nothing but waiters. Like a chain and an anchor. And you throw into the deepest part of the ocean floor, which is not even where we live at. So, today I wanted to just broach upon those couple of things. And I wanted to mention something to you else. Do any of y'all know why that these organizations, and this is why I was telling a lot of my friends that shoot guns, they all think they know everything. Because they watch a lot of YouTubers or this, that, and other. You know why the IRS and USDA are buying automatic 40 cal? See, this is a full metal jacket. These little things right here, because 45s, I got plenty of 45s. I would never go to war with 45. But these things right here, got a punch, and it's got stopping power for the weak who aren't able to access who they truly are. That's all I can say to that. Okay? It's not to be nice to you. When they come for whatever they're coming for, it's not going to be a whole lot of talking. These people, there are things and people being trained to put you down. And you can be blah, blah, blah. It's historical. I've studied enough war history. I've seen things. I'm ex-military. So, you know, one of the 40 cals I always show is my Glock 22, and I have other ones. But I keep it in a carbine format because, and I'm not going to show you these rounds all the time, but when I'm at home, I keep mine. The 40 cal, you can stop a whole lot of things with it. So, if you have a firearm, I'm actually building the AR platform to shoot the 40 cal. Like the AR-10s and stuff like that. I'm building one. Get yourselves together. No, necessarily, I don't need this crap. I enjoy it. All right. So do yourselves a favor before you want to go out into the dark, because we got a lot of mentally ill people right now, which I really don't give a damn. Because you didn't make it that way. It never was meant to be like that. But that's the cowards and the punks that have created that. You know, the little goofy scientists and all them other little weak things. Okay? So remember this. It's funny how nobody ever talks about the fact that we need to take the scientists and we need to corral them all and put them up, open up Alcatraz. Give them the worst. That's what all the scientists need to be put at right now. Alcatraz. And all the corporations, BlackRock, all of them, they're owned by entities and things that you have no idea about. All of them be put on that island with some of the most armored up, weaponized individuals. Forever. There's where your guillotine and your sleep, your gas chamber and your all that should be utilized. Now, let's go ahead and I'm not going to read 100 years of lynching and all that stuff. I got something in the oven, so I have to pay attention. All right. Some pumpkin and squash and stuff I put together, and that's low, but I have to pay attention. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into Behold a Pale Horse. I said I'm going to read quite a bit of this today. I think it's very important. This is by William Cooper. Okay, the one that they took the little two Spanish so-called agents out. They hit the CIA. That's what they do. Put a hit on him and they killed him. You know, he only had one leg, and even though he's paying attention, he got into a gun battle, and then you see the media painted a terrible picture. He was protecting his life. As a matter of fact, you know, Phoenix, here in Arizona. So you need to pay attention to these things, okay? Let me go and flip, do this real quick, and come back and we'll be reading. Okay, that's perfect. Let's turn this light off. Too many lights on. I like to keep my electric bill down to about $30, $40 a month. $30, $40 a month. Electric bill, you can't beat it. Coconut water and lime. That's so good. Okay, let's get excuse me. Oh, if you're gonna take this is for the guys. Ladies, you can take it too. It's just as good. A lot of the supplements, I do my best not to take a whole lot of pills and crap. Whenever I do stuff, like I like to eat one of those gems every like few days. And I don't do it all the time because I use a lot of curries and turmeric. This is the last part. I like to give these little teas. You know, they benefit you. And I always like to get curly and flat parsley and juice it and make a shot every morning. It helps remove heavy metals. But also in doing that, minerals, there's certain minerals you're not going to get from all your food. A lot of people see me, I eat a whole watermelon in a day. I mean, a big seeded watermelon, and the whole day I'll eat it. And I see people are like it's a fat, but I eat other food on top of my watermelon. I'm not doing no fast. When I fast, I let you know when I'm fasting. But stuff like this. Now, this is a new chapter. I used to use a different one. it has some pretty good reviews, but they change. You know what I mean? But this one right here, as far as a B complex, don't worry so much. Now the women, y'all really should look into eating more apricots and stuff like. Well, for B17, you know, because you have menstrual cycle, baby, childbearing. Because B17 is very important to the muscle as it is the heart and all that, the muscles. But get you some of this fermented, okay? Vitamin B complex. Why do I say that? Because a lot of stuff out here that's being sold today, a lot of that crap's coming from China. A lot of these people don't care as long as they're getting rich. They don't even know what they're doing with it. But you want to have fermentation. It's like most foods and things. I tell people all the time, why are you washing your behind 2 or 3 times a day, and every day you're washing away very important microbes that are important to the sustenance of life. Right now, we have a lot of Europeans coming over here, and I've never seen this. So something has been on the wire, and they literally stink. Their armpits. Now they're clean, but it's the true smell, the pheromone. Our people have been inundated with. Our people never really stink, but our people have been inundated with all these chemicals and makeup, because you got bad women pushing it that, you know, you should be accepted for however you are. I wouldn't care if half your face from Bell's palsy was sitting down here. It'd be love, nothing. It would be all pure love. And you're putting all these things that you're unaware of because you're not making them. You know, like when I came up, we didn't use no Pampers and Loves and all. My grandma, my mama, they wash the crap and the urine out of the cotton wraps. They literally kept us in cotton as it was meant to be. No perfumes, no chemicals, hand woven, mind you. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. And they didn't cry about breastfeeding. It was an obligation, a wonderful one. You know that we've fed a lot of these bastards running around calling themselves us when they brought them here as orphans. Our big mamas and them would take them right on in. Bring them here, and had these big old triple XZs or whatever you want. I don't know. I've seen enough pictures. We're not here because a lot of y'all are still kind of shaken, not stirred, perverse. You know what I'm saying? We need to be refined a little bit, not, you know what I mean? And breastfed them. You know what I mean? Hey, Snow, what's up, love? And nobody knows that history. I've been sharing it, and I've been saying this stuff for a long time. I'm literally the guy in the 70s getting beaten in school and fighting teachers and principals because I knew my grandma raised me, my great grandmom. I knew my great great uncles and other relatives who, like from the 1800s, who knew that a lot of stuff going on was BS. So I had that mentality because I listened to everything and I paid attention. And me being the oldest of my generation, I was like seeing all this, like they was trying to like bring in new lies. And so I would punch teachers and swing on principals. And I was a boxer, so it wasn't a good thing. And a martial artist. So if I couldn't punch you, I'd kick you. And I mean in your head, in your neck, in your front of your face, not to advocate violence. It's just part of the dichotomy of where I come from. You know what I'm saying? So fermented, if you can. There's a lot of fermented stuff, even fermented plant-based vitamin. This is plant-based. Vitamin C, all my vitamins are plant-based. If you got something that says China, throw it away. Take the loss. It's all right. So Pugum, sulfur for the prostate, but Pugum is even better because a lot of men who are having a problem with the testosterone, you know, when your ejaculation doesn't go nowhere. Well, that right there, you had you hitting the side of the side of the barn in the woman. I'm just saying. Okay, it's a lot of things out here that you can utilize for the time being until you reset your body, because the only way that's going to happen is you got to fast. Some people are asking me about a water fast. Who was that in my Gmail? You know what? If you do a water fast and you decide to go 5 days, I did it for like, I think, was it 14 to 21 days I did it. You cannot be working out. You can't be doing a whole lot of movement. You actually have to find somewhere, sit your butt down, and you need to meditate. You need to stretch. There's going to be some cramping. It's about changing the way you process things. Right now, people don't process things appropriately or adequately, and we our own worst enemy when that's not the truth. Even that, saying that can be destructive. It's a spell. It casts a spell over you. Yet we are that way because we've been corrupted and we cooperated with the enemy. So we must now stop cooperating with the enemy and stop allowing ourselves to speak that we are not corrupted and deal with the reality of it, and not just be part of the personification of a righteous and living an upright life, but we must gather our wits and we must move and be as one. There's just no way around it. Okay? So, women, if you're going to go out there, I would advise you get you a handgun. Right now, I know ex-special force agents who carry the Glock 43X, one of my favorite EDC. As you all know, I have the Echelon, which that mug is an accurate. Look, the Echelon, I'm about to do some things with the compensator. It might be a competition type gun, but anyway. But you know, like when I'm traveling, I have 40 cal and I have 5.56. And I train, even in my truck. I go some places, I ride, and I get into another friend of mine's truck who don't have all that, just like a 78 Ford, and we practice shooting out the truck on the res at certain places. We really ride around and we practice shooting out the truck, coming to a stop. We got silhouettes and targets where he lives at, and we jump out, we roll on the ground, bad back and knee and everything. I'll be braced up, y'all. I'll be having back brace, knee braces. I got copper tone, well, the copper, not tone, but the copper, you know, all on my elbows. I don't care. I'm strong. I can carry the weight. I got my little level 4 armor plate and my hat and, you know, my cover and shades, and I'm whoa, and I have no feelings or emotions. So, like, say if somebody's drew down on me and they're trained, I'm not even hesitating. I'm popping off. And I mean, I got some good trigger discipline. I don't like to do it around people, but I love to literally, you know, like bring the ruckus, and I don't have to, because I have things that can, you know what I'm saying, that I was able to purchase before 1986, the appropriate time, you know, and so when need be, I'm well versed, speed load and all that. And there are people out here very much trained up people, okay? But I'm just saying, women, get you a nice handgun. Booger finger, always off the trigger. I don't care if you just want to move it over there. Keep your booger finger off the trigger. That's the only safety there is. And get trained. And I mean, like yesterday. And get you a good rifle or shotgun. Some sisters down south, man, my people's down south love them shotgun. Boom! Oh, they be laughing. Oh, I love it at this bang. And I like hard-hitting shotguns. And guys and them can tell you, I like a shotgun that make your shoulder go, whoa, okay? Please, ladies, all right? If you don't have no good man around you, there's many good men who don't know they're good, to train you how to box, how to throw a little puck. All the women in my family can knock dudes out. Dead ass serious. They had big ass hands too, though, all right? All Louisiana, Texas, and the Carolinas, and the Florida. But listen to me, I'm talking about tall, big old women, man. I mean, not no fake Medeas. I'm talking about one, and they carried 38 snubs, no safety, and they never shot themselves. And shot many men's stealing their brassieres and knickers in the ass. And I witnessed my grandma shoot a dude in the ass, stealing her big ass bras, brassieres, or whatever you want to call them. And hey, Miss Cat, well, you shot me in the ass, boy. I told you coming over here stealing for what's her name, and I so you know. Anyway, let's get this read on. I'm running my mouth. Okay, so let's go ahead. Behold the pale horse. Let's turn this. There's a little jazz music in the background here, which is always good. But we're not in the mall. Okay, I'm gonna hold this up again. Behold the pale horse, by William Cooper, who they put a hit on and murdered. Veteran, very well versed in many things. He had his own beliefs, which we'll be reading some of that. So don't let it. Whenever I read, there are key things and proponents of things that actually mean stuff. Okay, so always be mindful of that. So we're gonna hear things about his perception because they like to incorporate the religion and this, that, and other. I'm not here for that. We're to look and pay attention to how things may have come to exist, and hopefully we can stop them from coming to pass, if you know what I mean. So yesterday when we left off, we were pretty much talking about Bush, the CIA, Kennedy, and all that kind of stuff. There was a Pruder film. The fact that I told a lot of people that didn't know about the Babushka lady, Mr. Kramer, a Rockefeller lady who was protected by a certain CIA and FBI, who was taking the pictures as who was in the right place when he was murdered. And a lot of people believe that one of the drivers of the CIA, because they were behind it, turned around and blew his wig cap off. And I can actually believe that, because it's funny how he turns around, and at that point, there's another video, which is hard to find, but his right hand is on the wheel, and he turns around and takes the shot. I really believe that happened. But we also aware that there were many other individuals shooting. And they've had the Warren Commission and all that stuff, which is all fraudulent and lies. And that's when the first time you heard the word conspiracy theory. I've been saying this for a long time, and I think people are picking up. In order to have a conspiracy, there must first be a theory that's based upon something. And if you have a theory, therefore it is elusive to the conspiracy. All they did was took two words that actually have a place or position of meaning, and they put them together to throw a loop, and then people go, bah humbug, conspiracy theory, without even knowing exactly what they're saying. And I would go, yes, conspiracy theory, you got that right, bro. Yes, thank you, you monkey. Okay? You have one of the brightest ones. Start using the right side of your hemisphere in thought. Don't just sit there, because a lot of people won't pay attention. When they think, it's usually a coolness that comes over your left, because that's what's processing. Start focusing on the right side of your brain. Let the confusion come in and walk. Breathe from your diaphragm. Don't be a chest heaver. You're not an ape, a silverback. And they mostly eat plants. You see how strong they are. The hippopotamus, kelp and all that. The giraffe, the horse, eating hay and grass. Like, pay attention, people. They say that we embody the things around us, for everything is sentient. Be smarter than the enemy, because they walk with many feet, on many legs, with many faces, okay, and many hands that are sleight of hand, okay. So let's get into it. Anyway, so we were covering all that. Before that, CFR and all that stuff. Before that, we were talking about the UFOs and the hidden stuff, which is still going to go into. So let's go ahead and pick up from there. As far as they succeeded in, snowing the American people, like, you know what I mean, gaslighting all of us. Now, remember, this is not a democracy. This is a constitutional republic. Ergo is the change. And when did it happen? I want y'all to look into, when did it become a democracy? Because it is not. That is part of fascism. Okay? This is a republic. Constitutional republic. That's all you need to know. Or vice versa, however you want to say it. It is one and the same. And we were the original Republicans. Now, many other patriots who attempted to reveal the alien secret have also murdered. Listen to this, all right? Just listen. And then we'll get into the books again, because I want y'all to have, this is the reason why I want to read this. I want y'all to have a little more clarity. Now, somebody existed, served in Vietnam, and he was put down because he was too close and sharing too much information at the time when they really didn't want nobody sharing this stuff, okay? So many other patriots who attempted to reveal the alien secret have also been murdered throughout the intervening years. At the present time, over 200 material witnesses are people actually involved with the assassination. Are dead. With Kennedy's assassination, over 200. They had to kill their own people. Who looked into what I was telling you about? Over 200 CIA agents in the last 20-something years have been brain damaged by and they knew about these direct energy weapons to silence them, because they weren't with the stuff that's going on. Okay? Excuse me. The odds against this happening are so high that no one has been able to calculate them. The odds against the first 18 to die within 2 years of the assassination were calculated at 100,000 trillion to 1. Woo! For the mathematicians, you know exactly what that's saying. In December of 1988, damn, I had been in the military about 4 years by then. I had a phone conversation during which I told John Lear what I had seen in the Navy concerning the Kennedy assassination. Pay attention, please, really. I told him that the top secret documents stated that the act was plainly visible in a film withheld from the public. I told John that I had been looking for a film that showed Greer shoot JFK. Greer was the driver, people, for 16 years, but had not found one. I was shocked and very pleasantly surprised when John asked me, "Would you like to see it?" I, of course, replied in the affirmative. I remember saying affirmative, sorry. And John invited Annie and me to his home in Las Vegas, and we spent 4 days with John. He not only showed me the film, but gave me a video copy. I showed the video whenever I spoke to a group of people. He actually did show it, and I think you could pull it up on YouTube, where he's showing that very same video. One of his speeches, if they have the whole one there, I think it's like about 2-3 hours long, and he points out this fact of Lear, the driver of the convertible limousine, turning around, and he's pointing at his hand and what seems to be something black, right when JFK's wig cap his frontal gets peeled back. Okay, anyway. The film is titled Dallas Revisited. That might be the name. John told me that he obtained it from a CIA acquaintance whom he was not at liberty to name. I later found out the originator of that version of the Zapruder film was Larry Hansen. John Lear was showing the film at every meeting that he conducted. Shortly after Lear gave me a copy of the film, Lars Hansen called and asked if he could drop by to meet with me at my home in Fullerton, California. I told him he could and asked him to bring a better copy of the film if he had one. No, Lars said that he would. He stated that he would also bring a film on a man named Bo Gritz, of whom I had never heard. Now, Mr. Hansen informed me that he had made the video for Bo Gritz and John Lear, and that both were using it in their lectures. Now, I found out much later that Bo Gritz was selling the tape for $10 per copy. Now, Lars came to the house, which was stupid at that time anyway. Lars came to the house, brought the films on videotape, and we spoke for about an hour. His main purpose was to tell me that he wanted me to expose people to the film, but did not want me to connect him to the film in any manner whatsoever. Now, I agreed not to divulge the source, and I kept my word. I began to use the tape in my lectures, and when I found out that Bo Gritz was making it available, I bowed to the public pressure and also made it available. Now, sometime later, I read an LA-based newsletter, and in parentheses it says, "forgot the name," in which Lars Hansen stated that he did not know that I had the film and did not know that I was showing it at lectures. Hansen stated in the newsletter that he was at my Hollywood High lecture on November 5th, 1989, and that he tried to protect my use. I think 1989, I was in Cannes, France, or was it Toulon? 2 years before Desert Storm. Yeah, I think it was in Cannes, France, or was it Greece? I gotta look at my anyway. Throwback. That's all. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, 1989, and that he tried to protest my use of it during the question and answer period, but that he never had a chance to be recognized. Now, we videotaped that event, and at the end, I asked anyone with questions or comments to walk to a microphone that we had placed in the aisle. Now, I had examined every inch of that videotape, and Lars Hansen never got up from his seat, nor did he ever raise his hand, nor did he attempt in any way to be recognized. Now, why would he? See, this is what I'm saying. He set himself up, kind of, y'all. We can't be arrogant in our ignorance. You dig what I'm saying? Lars later called me and again asked me not to use his voice on the tape. His voice, where he says with no hesitation or qualification whatsoever, as he narrates the videotape. The driver of the car turns with his left arm over his right shoulder with a pistol and fires. You see the 45 caliber nickel-plated automatic weapon in his left hand. He's firing over his right shoulder. You see it in relief. You see his head pointing backward toward the president. In this enhanced close-up, you see the impact of the bullet on the president. The force of the shot drives him violently backward against the back of the seat, and you see Miss Kennedy react in horror. Then later in the film, Lars Hansen makes this statement. You can clearly see the driver's head turning and his arm, and the weapon extended into view over his right shoulder. I agree not to use his voice. In subsequent lectures, I showed the tape with no audio. As it turned out, people were able to see it better with no narration. I got to pull that out the oven. Reason why I say this is because you got to remember that the CIA got a hold of it long before they freed it to the people. And that in that video, and I've had people who are very good, and looking at the video says, oh yeah, they attempted to manipulate and hide what's actually going on, but you can clearly see the CIA driver turn around and something is in his hand. So it is important. Hold on, let me go and do this right quick, and we'll get back to the next paragraph. If you don't get your little butt out the way, Alexander. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, that looks really good. Delicioso. Okay, we got to kind of cool up in here now. Turn that AC off. All right, let's go ahead and get this in. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? It's pretty interesting stuff, y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the next part. Excuse me. It is important that you understand the above because in the late summer of 1990, after I had been showing the film for over a year and a half, Lars Hansen began to show up on radio proclaiming that Greer, the driver, did not shoot the president. They were on him. They were going to put his ass to sleep. Excuse my French. Lars Hansen showed up at my fall 1990 Beverly Hills High School lecture and disrupted the lecture, yelling out taunts and otherwise making an ass out of himself. When the lecture ended, he accosted people in the lobby and, along with David Lifton, attempted to convince members of the audience that he didn't really see Greer shoot Kennedy. And to their credit, most of the audience told Hansen and Lifton to stick it where the sun don't shine. Once people see it with their own eyes, they can no longer be fooled. Hansen, Lifton, Grodin, and the other agents of the secret government are running out of time. Americans are catching on to the scam. I shudder to think what will happen to these people when Americans finally get angry. Do not forget that Lear informed me that his source for the film was a CIA agent who later turned out to be Lars Hansen. Y'all know the sister that was just shot that was pregnant, who didn't lodge at the cop? See, those cops need to be hunted down. I don't care no more. Because if they're ignorant and they're still running around and they want to act like they don't have a mental illness and these people keep hiring them, then that's the problem. They need to be held accountable. If the system won't, their own perversions, then you need to hold them accountable. I don't advocate violence, but this will no longer be permitted or allowed on our ancestral soil. It's just that simple. Either you'll know it or you won't. I look at this knucklehead who I went to school with, nothing but a traitor, went on the East Orange Police Department, harassed and all that. And the first thing they do is they move down to Florida as if that's a safe haven. No, it's not. They do it all the time. And it's very perverse. Or they move out here and they think that they're hidden. Not the perverse ones, the good ones. No, you don't mess with them. The bad ones, that's what they are. If a system of fraudulent justice won't execute it, no, it needs to be happening. And this is our ancestral soil, and only you can wake up and handle things appropriately. Only you. No one gets away with anything. Nobody. None. Anyway, Hansen later claimed that I violated his copyright. He had no copyright. Hansen himself had violated someone's copyright by making the film and giving it to me. Lear and Grits, I didn't and still don't give a damn about copyright on this. That don't even make sense. So anyway, y'all hear that Lars Hansen, it was a CIA agent. So Hansen later claimed that I violated his copyright. He had no copyright, mind you, and Hansen himself had violated someone's copyright by making the film and giving it to me. Lear and Grits, that is. I didn't and still don't give a damn about copyright on this particular film. And if I did, no one would ever know who really killed our president. Now, Bo Grits stated on radio that he felt exactly the same way. Hansen never attacked Lear or Grits, who still showed the tape, and Grits still makes it available. I wonder why. Are Lear, Hansen, and Grits working together? Robert Groden then entered the picture, and he publicly challenged me to appear and debate him. He claimed that he had a copy of the Zapruder film, showing that Greer never took his hands off the wheel of the car. Groden is an active secret government agent whose job is to confuse the public and perpetuate the cover-up. You see a lot of that now with certain Negroes in the community. I called Bob Groden and accepted his challenge, and I invited him to appear with me at Beverly Hills High School and show his film. I would show my film as well. Now the audience would decide. He refused. He refused because he knows what I know. The audience would boo him out of town. Groden knows that Greer shot Kennedy because he is part of the cover-up. Bob Groden is the same Bob Groden who claims to be the world's foremost independent photo interpretation expert. In the right place. It's like we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Anyway, Bob Groden has no photographic education whatsoever. He has never worked with photography, and Bob Groden has never been a photographic interpreter in his life. He has been lying to the public about his credentials for all these years, and no one even checked. Not even Congress checked his credentials when they hired him. Do you really think that was an accident? I have a degree in photography. William Cooper has a degree in photography. Very, very intelligent and very smart. We're going to stop right there, okay? I want to read more, but we're going to read some more a little later. Today, we're going to be really getting into this because I want to read about 15 pages. So we just covered about 3. So we're going to do a little more of this. I want to take care and make sure this meal's ready for, I'm going to be eating about 12 or 1 o'clock. Watermelon's not eating to me, people. It's sustenance that is required. There we go. Okay. Just like my mango and my avocado. Sustenance, minerals, very, very required. Okay, so let's mark this. And let me mark where we're going to go to, so that way I can let you know exactly what all we're going to read. Because it's still going to be in the same narrative, the same. I actually have some other books too on Kennedy, but this is good. So we're going to go to right here is page 218. We're down to the beginning of the second paragraph. So we're going to come over to, I believe it's 224. Yeah, we're going to be reading up to 224. It's quite a bit of reading, but it's really informative. And especially when we get to the Washington, D.C. based fund for UFO research headed by Bruce Maccabee. Bruce Maccabee. You know who that is, right? Okay. So it's going to be pretty entertaining. So I appreciate you guys taking the time this morning to come on over, and grateful for the people who subscribe. Let's not look into the mundane. Let's deal with the things that we should look at. And I know the statement I say might sound like attack. And no, don't go out doing. You ain't prepared to fight. None of them. This is not about fighting. This is about addressing the disease and the illness. Because what happened yesterday, I watched a very clear video footage. I have internet on my TV. I'm able to look at other things. You know, Rumble, blah, blah, blah. And I saw something that's not on YouTube. She had turned up well, and she was scared of these people. Because that's what they do. They came up and they were being complete assholes with the guns drawn. She didn't have not a weapon on her. And if this system doesn't hold these mugs accountable, and literally real, because I have people who have been locked up and came out and says that police officer was never locked up over here when they said he was locked up, because some of them aren't locked up, they're taken somewhere else. These people come out to get some kind of honor badge to murder our people. So I keep telling you, we police our own. All right. Now these are things you can look up. All right. Isn't that little Supreme Court? It laid it down, how many, 10, 12 years ago, that the police are not out here to serve and protect you. All right. And if anybody has donated to the Cashapp, I appreciate it. Don't worry, we'll be going to Utah. I think it's on the 13th or 15th when I have my appointment to the bookstore over there. And I'll purchase some books over there besides the ones that I'm going to order off a line. Because, you know me, they keep coming in. Okay? And who are all in here? Hey, James B. JB, what's going on, beloved? I'm going to say hi to everybody. Tequila Shot. Yes, how you doing, beloved? I have you. I'm an 80s baby, but now I'm so glad my grand. Awesome. That's what's up. Yeah, one day. Thank you, hon. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. I'm always glad to see my boy Gancho up in here. Yes, sir. Grey Wolf came up in. Grey Wolf, what's up, beloved? Thomas Lee, man, the one on Shaka, the fourth son of What's going on, Thomas Lee? What's going on, beloveds? How y'all doing this AM? Six Boss, peace. What's happening? All right. Brother Salmon, I got you. Okay. Yeah, don't be deleting no messages unless, you know, because these people pay attention to what people are saying, all right? We don't do that. I have those who know exactly, okay? Got you, Oak. Already had you. Oh, well, I appreciate having everybody in here. I hope that you received something, you got something out of the read. Remember, it's just my point of view, my opinion on certain topics, okay? Don't take it to heart. But then you know what you do? You it's kind of self-implode. You destroy a little bit of yourself, the greatness of who you are. Never take anything to heart. I know some people are like, yeah, but you know, you was dealing with, dude, because I rent space. It's easy to rent space in people who are very emotional and unattached from who they are. And that's what the system does to everybody. So chemical lobotomies are real, people. But you're more stronger than that. All right? Appreciate it. Ladies, gentlemen, I'll see you all in a couple of hours, all right? About 1 o'clock, because by that time we'll have 8, okay? So I want to keep mixing this up, add a little more curry, and get every seasonings and cover it back up, pop it back in the oven, you know. Yeah, it's an all vegan meal. I actually had to pull out a couple of, you know, my boy helped him butcher a cow. I don't like talking about stuff when I do stuff. When I had to go out to the rest, pick up the eggs, I helped them carve up a cow. And that's what and these are not hormones or none of that. And the meat don't look like nothing in the store, people. And we rubbed it down with sea salt. And so I got a bunch of that in the freezer where it don't need to be in the freezer. I can pretty much leave it out the way it, you know, it's preserved forever, actually. And I got some of those in the freezer, and I'm going to enjoy those, okay? Yeah. So anyway, but most of my meals, 98% of my meals are all plant, fruit, and plant-based, all right? So I'll see you guys later, okay?